Well, hey everybody, it's Sandy, and welcome back to my channel dedicated to helping you advocate for your own health, one topic at a time. I'm taking a much needed break today from the whole COVID and mask thing. Not that I won't necessarily revisit it, but I've been saying that I wanted to review some compression gloves for some time, and I am going to review it. I think probably three brands, but I want to start that today with the Dr. Arthritis compression gloves. It's right here. I'm going to try to give you a nice view and get rid of that glare. So compression gloves are meant for any number of conditions with the hands. Sometimes they're called arthritis gloves, and they can help with either rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, but they're also helpful for a lot of people who have other repetitive stress injuries like carpal tunnel, trigger finger, you name it. Even Raynaud's, they claim to be really helpful with Raynaud's. And I have Raynaud's, that's when your fingers kind of turn blue or white and they get real cold compared to the rest of you. And interestingly, I found that compression gloves across the board do help with that. So that was a nice find. Now, I'm just going to say my usual disclaimer, which is that I am not offering any individual medical advice on this channel, and nothing that I say should ever be deemed as a substitute for proper medical advice. And if you do have problems with your hands, there is no substitute for a good hand specialist. Okay, a good hand specialist can like ferret out and tweeze out the problem. You've got lots of tiny little joints all over your hands, and it is just really important to know that you're treating the right problem. So these aren't going to substitute for any proper treatment, but I will say that I find that they are very helpful. I'm going to put a link down below in the description box, and I'll do that with any time I do these reviews, but I do not do affiliate links on my channel, so there's no commission for me. I always say that I like to make sure that my reviews on any kind of products are unbiased and trustworthy. So you can know that anything I put down below is just really to help you navigate to the place where you might buy it. I'll probably link the Amazon link and also the one for the manufacturer. Now, I bought these on Amazon originally. They sell for about $16. I think it's like $15.95. Um, I think that the sizing on Dr. Arthritis is a little bit large. You will find that with any of these kinds of compression gloves you look at, they usually have a chart that tells you to measure across the palm. It has nothing to do with the length of your fingers. Now, across the palm is going to help get a good idea of how much compression you're going to get. And so I found that with almost all of these kinds of gloves, I measured squarely into the medium category, and they usually come small, medium, and large. So I ordered the medium accordingly, but what I found is with the Dr. Arthritis ones is that they just didn't offer any compression at all. I mean, they were like loose, and I was swimming around in them. So I did contact the manufacturer and let them know that, and then they offered to go ahead and send me a small anyway. So they sent me the small, so I guess I could say that I got that for free, but I really had bought the original gloves. I gave the other ones away so that somebody else can find them helpful. But just be aware of that I wasn't even on the border. I fit squarely into the medium, but really I need the small. Now, I do like them. They are the fingerless kind. They also make the kind where the fingers are covered. For obvious reasons, I like the fingerless ones because, of course, you're freed up to do little minute tasks and you don't lose that sensation that you have that's so sensitive in the tips of your fingers. I don't find it's aggravating if you have Raynaud's. I do find that compression gloves do help with Raynaud's, and the fact that the fingertips are exposed doesn't seem to be of any consequence at all. Well, we'll see. It's not winter, right? Now, I will say that I think that the Dr. Arthritis ones are still a sort of a light compression. Having tried a few different kinds of these to review, I find that there is a place for the light compression, but some people might also prefer a tighter compression. This is going to be a light compression. Now, I think that's good if you tend to get too hot. It's going to, help to stay cooler. I think it's also good if you're kind of getting used to these, because compression gloves can be a little bit hard to get used to, and sometimes they leave little marks in your hands and things. And also if you're going to be wearing them for a long time. Some people find that they're just wanting to wear these when they sleep. So if you're going to put these on for 8 hours at night, I think that a lighter compression might be a really good idea. Now, they have these little markings. These are like that non-skid type, sticky, grippy stripes on the palms. I do like that. It's particularly helpful if you're like holding your phone, if you're texting or something like that. I think, it makes it so that things aren't just going to slip out of your hands so easily. It's not quite as necessary if you're, buying these things to wear at night, but just like I said, I think this might be a particularly good brand if you want to wear something at night, just because the compression level seems to be kind of lightweight on these. They do have really nicely made seams. I'm going to try to get you a close-up picture of the finger seams, the sides. Any gloves you wear, the fingers, the sides of the fingers should come together without having to hit any seams. There should be flat material in between your fingers. So if you can see, there's like a seam right here off to the periphery of the side of my finger, and then another one out here. But this, where the fingers touch each other, is all flat. And that is really important. Most good arthritis gloves, good compression gloves are going to have that feature. So I do recommend that you check, even if you're not buying this brand and you want to explore some others, make sure that you don't have any seams in between the fingers. I did read that a lot of people in the reviews on all of the gloves, these were no exception, all the gloves that I looked at, people were kind of harsh in their reviews about the length of the finger. Honestly, in their defense, I don't see how they could get that any more precise unless they ordered like unless they offered like 9 different sizes. So a small for long fingers, a small for medium fingers, and a small for short fingers, and same thing with medium and large. I don't really see that as being so practical. For me, I realized that there's really, where these come up on the fingers, how high they come up is not really of much consequence when you're wearing a fingerless glove. What's more important is that you have the right size across the hand so that you have the proper amount of compression. And if I really wanted to, like if you can see the pinky one, that comes almost up to the nail bed. I could do that if I wanted to, but I just really don't find it's of much consequence. And I think that when people review these with the length of the fingers in mind, I kind of think that's a little bit harsh. Okay, so that said, I will tell you a couple other things that these come with. I'm going to take them off here because I don't need them on right now. The Dr. Arthritis gloves is they're kind of a nice little product. They come with this Dr. Arthritis handbook. Now, in here, first of all, there's some pages that are devoted to explaining various conditions of the hands, but there are also some pages devoted to little like OT, occupational therapy type exercises you might do for the hands and the wrists, which I think is really a nice thing. I mean, this isn't anything you couldn't get if you Googled or you went on YouTube and looked for like hand exercises or PT, OT, whatever, but I do think it's kind of a nice thing. And I think that their customer service overall is very helpful and reachable and engaging. They also don't miss an opportunity for a plug. I guess they make some other products that address arthritic conditions in other joints. I haven't tried any of their other products, and if I do, I guess I'll go ahead and review those too at some point. So yeah, I do like the Dr. Arthritis gloves. I do think they're a little cooler than a lot of other gloves. That maybe that's because they're made with that, copper technology. I don't think I would view them as antimicrobial copper. These aren't something that have been made specifically to create a sterile environment like some of the masks I've been reviewing, but the copper does make it a little bit lighter and a little less friendly to growing microbes. You can wash these on machine cycle. I do wash them in a bag, in a lingerie bag, just so they don't get frayed or caught on anything. I find that they wash well. I find that they dry quickly because they're a nice lightweight fabric. I do like them. The lighter compression is maybe an issue. If once you get used to these, sometimes you feel like you need a little, stronger compression on them. If that's the case, or if you want that all the time, you're not going to be that happy with these. I think that lighter compression, though, is a really nice thing for getting used to them and also for wearing them for long periods of time. In the days of COVID, of course, we can't go around from task to task wearing something like this because we'll be spreading all kinds of germs. So I think these are better suited for like you've just washed your hands and now you're going to sit down for a while and you're going to be typing or you're going to hang out and watch a movie or something. But you do want to be mindful that you're not going from thing to thing and touching all kinds of things because obviously you can't sanitize these on your hands. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know. Let me know if any of you have had any experience with Dr. Arthritis gloves or some other brand that you find helpful. And until next time, be well. Bye-bye.